All right. All right. Let's get started. So good morning, guys. This is Alex from Mind for Attraction 2.0. Mm-mm. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about 5 signs that he's too good to be true. All right. Now, mind you, you guys might see this in me, but it's true. And I'm kidding with you. So this is gonna be fun because I'm gonna show you things that signs that in a guy that if you guys see, you guys gotta be a little weary, because sometimes when it's too good to be true in life, most of the time it is, except this channel and me. So let's get started. All right. Now, for those who would like to work with me one-on-one, I always get messages, and somehow you guys miss out on the fact that if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, just go to mindforattraction.org, slash inner game coaching, or go to the link below. You guys will see the link to be able to work with me one-on-one. I have email coaching. I have one-time coaching, the one-on-one sessions through Skype, through email. I have monthly coaching, which is the Coach in the Pocket one, where you're able to work with me on the and you're able to message me anytime you want through WhatsApp or message, and I respond to you in an audio form. It's actually very good. I really enjoy that one. And also I'll be holding my seminars, and I'm holding a New York City seminar in the next 2 weeks. If you want to sign up for that on July 8th and 9th, you can also do that, right? So let's get started, man. Let's get started, bro. Let's get started, all right? So the first sign of a guy being too good to be true is when he's too nice, doesn't seem to disagree with you. The reason why is this is because a lot of nice guys aren't really nice. That's the truth. When a guy's acting too nice, too perfect, walking around with a cross on his neck, no, nothing wrong with that, right? But generally speaking, when he's too nice, he doesn't seem to disagree with you on any point. He'll have a point, you have a different point, and suddenly he changes it, and you guys hardly have any arguments. That's not a good sign, man. You gotta look out for that, because that means that this guy is not being genuine around you. This guy's not being himself around you. This guy's only having belief system based on what you're saying simply to please you. And what's gonna happen is that after a while, when he gets comfortable, you see, then he's gonna start showing his true face. But he first wants to suck you in, make you like him, get into your spirit. But what you have to do is just notice it. Just become aware of when guys always agree with what you have to say. And even worse, when there's no arguments. When you guys appear to have the same views straight to the dot. That's not a good sign. Because guys who are nice aren't really nice, like I said. They're really compartmentalizing their personality for you and not being genuine around you. Now, I always say nice guys aren't nice, man. They're actually hiding who they really are in the masquerade of being a nice person. And that's just how it is, man. And just watch out for that, all right? The second one, extremely smooth, being extremely smooth. I'm not talking about a smooth talker, but kind of like a smooth talker, but a little bit too confident. Right now, this is the reason why I say this is that, I'm not talking about myself. I'm not kidding with you. Now I'm serious. But when he's too smooth, like he notices, he goes for the kiss like a motherfucker. He doesn't give a fuck. He goes for the kiss. He does it like in a smooth fashion. You see, when you met him, he approached you, and he did that shit like he rehearsed it 1,000 times, and most likely he rehearsed it 1,000 times. Most guys aren't that smooth by nature. Most guys are jaded. Most guys are a little nervous. But when a guy's a little bit too confident, when he knows what he's doing, again, nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that if he's too good at this, that means he does it a lot. And also, if he appears to really just want you, he just wants you as the only girl in his life. And then you have this fact that he's actually extremely fucking good talker. He goes for moves. He doesn't care. And you can't resist him. There's a good chance that you're not the only one. I'm telling you that. There's a good chance you're not the only one. All right. Number 3. Notice how he talks about his past partners. Notice how he talks about his exes. Does he talk shit on them? Does he put them down? Does he talk in a way that they're the good one and they're the bad ones? Because the way that he talks about them is the way that he's going to talk about you. It's that simple. Personally, I'm the guy. I've been raised with women my whole life, and so I'm not saying this because I'm a good person, but personally, I don't talk about people because I hate. My whole life I lived with women, and they all talk about people, and that shit annoyed the living fuck out of me. I hated that. So as I grew older, I've always developed the habit of like, you know what, I don't like talking about people behind people's back. If I'm not gonna say something good, I'm not gonna say. That's just that habit arose not because I'm a good person, but because I was raised with women and they annoy the living shit out of me because they always talked and they always gossiped the whole time. So I was like, you know what, I don't want to be that kind of person. But generally speaking, though, if somebody is consistently talking bad about their exes, it's a sign that they have this victim mentality. It's pretty huge in that because people with victim mentalities will always try to put the blame on you. They will never really take responsibility for their actions. And that's something that branches out into behaviors that you would have never thought of. Always blaming you, always finding a reason to talk shit about you. If you do something wrong, he'll be happy in front of you, right? But then when you turn around, he'll talk bad about you to his parents, to his friends, and then you ask yourself, why are they looking at me weird? That is a very dangerous thing to do. Also, notice the fourth one. Notice how he talks about his friends and people. You see, when you're around them, does he tend to lie? Does he tend to have little white lies? Does he lie about himself around people that he doesn't know? And you're seeing it right in front of him. You're like, why is he lying about that? And he just knows, I'm just lying just to get something quickly. Like, do you notice him lying in front of you, and then he just brushes it off as a white lie because he's not really lying to you? Noticing the way they treat other people is a good indicative more than how he treats you, relatively speaking, because sometimes some bad guys treat everyone nice and you treat you like shit. But generally, notice how he talks about them. A man who's gossip doesn't have much in his life. It's that simple. And that's something that's big for me. Is that if I notice that somebody's always talking bad about people, there's a good chance of talking bad about me. And the Bible says, that out of the abundance of the heart speaks the mouth. That means that someone is always talking bad about people. That means there's a lot of vitriol in their heart, a lot of anger, a lot of resentment. And I promise you, you don't want any part of that. Even though it's masqueraded under the light of a very good, smooth, honest person. Now, the last one. Now, this one is the big one. I'm telling you, man. This one is the mandala of all of them, right? When he has high moral standards, when he's the angel. Oh Lord, this one is special. This is a special breed. This one. When you just notice that he just has very high standards for people, that somehow he tries to come across as the living embodiment of perfection, or embodiment of holiness. You know, that's not good because that's overcompensation for what's really inside. When a guy's acts too perfect, you know, when he walks around like his shit don't stink, that means he's always consistently judging people because he knows in his head that he's the perfect person. Consistently judging people on an unrealistic standard that he himself cannot meet. Always talking shit about, oh, look at her looking all slutty, like just talking in a way that almost as though he is above everyone else. And those things that whenever I see this in people, I get a little turned off, big time. That really does turn me off because that's being a hypocrite. That's hypocrisy at the highest level. When you act like your shit don't stink, judging people based on unrealistic standards, but at the same time, you don't live up to your own standards. This happens a lot with religious people. You know, they'll act as though they have nothing. For example, right? And I don't say this because I wasn't the perfect I'm not gonna say it's because I was the perfect Christian when I was a Christian, but I like to say that I had extremely genuine intentions when I used to go to church, right? And something that turned me off a lot about church is that they always talk shit on people. They're always using the Bible to fucking judge each other. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, you asshole? In my mind, I'm like, yo, fuck you, man. And I noticed that the ones that really lived by the word per se were people who really minded their business. Were people who didn't act like they were holier than any and everybody else, and they were the really good people. But those who consistently were looking for flaws in other people, consistently, consistently always like judging people by the word, and telling them that they should change, telling them that, you know what, this, you have this bad habit, you should change this thing about you, you should change that thing about you. I always said that when you point your finger at somebody, there's always three fingers pointing back at you. And that was a very similar thing that I saw, that the people who went to churches that really lived by the word per se, they were people who just barely gossiped. They barely gossiped. Even when you try to talk about somebody else, they were like, nah, I don't want to talk about that. You see, and so from my experience, that was something that I really never did, and I really found annoying. But the ones that really couldn't be trusted were those who talked a lot, were those who were holier than thou. And so when you find a man and he's holier than thou, you see the way I act on this channel, right? You see the way I act? I say a lot of crazy shit, right? And I try to tell people I am not a fucking spiritual teacher. I am not. You could say I'm spiritual, but I'm more of a psycho more than anything else. That's why when people say, "Oh, look at you," like for example, like I'll give it the time of day, right? Don't give a fuck. The other day, right? I had a little comment, right? She was like, "Oh, what are you talking?" The subconscious crap, but that really annoyed me, right? She's like, "Oh, what are you talking about? Why you keep talking about the same shit? The subconscious crap." First of all, to people who think I talk about the same shit, if I talk about the same shit, that means you're not really applying what I'm talking about, and that means I gotta keep talking about the same shit. People don't understand this. Is that, for example, Eckhart Tolle has been saying the same fucking message for over more than 3 decades. It's the same shit he's talking. But guess what? He's trying to get that shit through your head, trying to pound that message to your head. I've only been here for 6 months, 340 videos. And so she was like, "Oh, you know, why you keep talking about the same crap?" I'm like, "What the fuck you?" And I wasn't like, "What the fuck you mean about the same crap?" I was like, "What are you talking about? The same crap? That means you're just not applying it." And she was like, "Oh, you're reacting to me and you're teaching this, something like that. Like you're reacting to me." And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, of course I'm reacting to you. Don't you know how I am? You see, that's a problem. Is that when you set a high standard for yourself, people are gonna use that to judge you. So if you set the standard that, yeah, I'm teaching this, but I'm not perfect. I'm teaching this, but guess what? I fuck up a lot. I go a little crazy sometimes, right? Guess what? People cannot say, "Oh, I thought you were perfect," because motherfucker, I ain't perfect. I struggle with this shit sometimes, so I get angry sometimes too. And that's a problem when you set standards, when you set high standards for yourself, that you screw yourself up, because now people could use that against you. People go like, "Oh, I thought you were perfect." Ah, suck my dick. Of course I'm not perfect. But if you consistently try to be perfect around people, they're going to use that against you easily. And guess what? I've been around the block to know that that's a horrible position to put yourself into. And that's why you got to tone it down. Don't try to be perfect, because you're not perfect. When you teach something, make sure to let people know that sometimes you struggle with this. Because a lot of spiritual teachers really set themselves up for failure, because they try to come across perfect. Try to come across as though they don't have any imperfections. And guess what? When they fuck up, people were in the background waiting for you to fuck up, or they're gonna come out pointing fingers, hitting the gavel, and judging you till there's nothing left. And that's why you gotta set that standards and keep that standard low, man. Is that what it is? So yeah, that's how it is, right? Guys who consistently are judging people, guys who are consistently the epitome of perfection, those guys you gotta watch out for, because those are the most dangerous ones. Now let's look some of this comments. All right, let's see. And by the way, I don't read these comments as much anymore, because when people put "I can't hear you," "I can't see you," that tends to throw me off. So I'm like, I don't read the comments anymore. I don't read the comments anymore. I always say people just somehow don't like to hit that refresh button, you know. So I don't read the comments as much as I used to. All right. Great teachers is who repeats what he says. Yeah, that's how it is. And look, I don't know why I'm getting people complaining. Maybe it's a small, loud minority saying I keep repeating the same shit. But I'm like, yo, how many times have you heard these kind of fucking messages? I mean, look, it's something that I feel like I had to address because it's my job, dude. You know, like I gotta give the people what they want, right? But at the same time, I gotta give them what they need. People want something, but it doesn't mean they need it, right? And if you notice me talking about mindfulness and always keep harping back to mindfulness, always keep harping back to observing your emotions, there's a reason for it. There's a good 50% of content that I don't talk in this channel. There's a lot of shit that I don't talk about. There's a lot of shit that I emit from these teachings. Why? Because they may help and but they're not as powerful as the two primary things I teach: the power of the self-image and the power of now, the power of presence, of being present. There's nothing more powerful that I've encountered that transforms people. So why would I want to talk about anything else? Yeah, sometimes I talk about other things. Like, for example, like there's a tactic called the fear setting, like writing down your fears and all that sort of stuff. And that's good to help you achieve your goal. But guess what? That can easily be done through using a self-image and psychocybernet and using presence. That shit can easily be dissolved. So you could learn. It's kind of like working out, right? I'm going off subject. We're already done with the subject. It's kind of like working out. I could teach you isolated exercises where I could show you how to work on your biceps. That's more about the little things that I know, one tactic here, one tactic there, you know. But then I could show you compound exercises, right? Where, yeah, you'll work on your biceps, but you also work on your chest. You also work on your this part, on your back part, on your shoulders. I could show you that. So you can learn how to fucking work on one muscle because you can learn how to use everything and have one tactic that applies to everything. Those are compound exercises. Compound exercises when working out promotes more growth, promotes more muscle growth. You see, and so that's what I teach. And so with compound exercises, there are a shit ton of isolated exercises, a shit ton. But there aren't that many compound exercises. You got the deadlifts, you got the dumbbell row, you got the squats, the back squat, the front squats, right? And so they're not that many workouts. But guess what? Those are the most effective workouts because they work on all of the muscles. And that's why I teach you guys the self-image through reading that book, Psycho-Cybernetics. Oh, look, by the way, where is it at? Where is this at? Give me a second. I bought it again. I bought the book again. This is how good this book is. I bought it fucking twice. You know a book is good when you buy it twice, man. Because the original version, my dog ate it. My dog ate the first 3 chapters. I guess my dog liked it, right? But to be honest with you, if I would recommend one, I recommend this one, the original one. It's much lighter, much easier to grab. And the information in this one's a little bit better, in my opinion. But I bought this one because I wanted the first 2 chapters again, and also because I wanted I wanted to see what's new, you know. But what I'm gonna leave the link below because I'm noticing a lot of you guys are buying this book, right? And I'm like, well, you know what? Let me get commission on this book. So I'm like, I'm gonna leave the link below where you can buy this book on Amazon if you guys want to buy it. You know, give me some commission on that, right? Oh yeah. So yeah, that's it, man. Anyways, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. If you guys want one-on-one coaching, just click on the link below. You guys are gonna see the way for you guys to sign up for one-on-one coaching. If you guys want to attend the seminar, all you have to do is go to the link below. You guys are gonna be able to go mindfulattraction.org/events, something along those lines. It's horrible English accent, right? And that's it, man. I got a long day ahead of me. I gotta get some shit done, right? And I hope you guys enjoy your day. All right. Bye-bye.